request everyone to please stand for the entrance of the maze with the Honorable Presiding Officer.
The 51st regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod is now called to order. We are requesting the Secretary to the Sangguniang for the roll call.
The attendance for today's regular session: the regular presiding officer, Honorable Eva Larini Estabilio, is present. Honorable Leo Di Revita is present. Honorable Meliton Di Lemos is still out. Honorable Shara Isabel Uy Salazar is present. Honorable Vrani Jem O. Kaasi is present. Honorable Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Aala is present. Honorable Romeo L. Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Datu Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Juan Angela G. Willion is present. Honorable Betuvin S. Rubinos is present. Madam Presiding Officer, there are 13 members present. There is a quorum, Madam.
There being a quorum, this session is in order. Let us now proceed to the opening prayer to be led by Honorable Betuvin S. Rubinos, followed by the pambansang awit, panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas, the Councilor's Creed, and the singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this regular session. Help us, the members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod, to engage in a meaningful discussion. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect our constituents here in our beloved city of Tagum, and to continue to remind us that all that we do, all that we accomplish is the pursuit of truth and for the greater glory of you, and for the service of Tagumeños. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisitil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng pagaw, ay nilagang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Nunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag, na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan, na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at magabansa. The Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine Councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official act, and I tread the pathways of local legislation. May the Almighty guide my mind and heart, that I shall be true to my constituents and to the Filipino people.
Sa lupain ang pangako ay may isang paraiso. Ang matatag at matatayog niyang mundo ay sagad.
Okay, so a pleasant afternoon, everyone. Let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 50th regular session held on July 20, 2026. Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since copies have been distributed in advance to this August body, I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the 50th regular session conducted on July 20, 2026, consisting of 87 pages.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Elliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, the minutes of the 50th regular session consisting of 87 pages is hereby adopted.
Madam Chair, in the same manner, copies had been distributed in advance to this August body. I move to dispense with the reading of the Journal of Proceedings
Moved by,
of the 50th regular session conducted July 20, 2026, consisting of 35 pages.
moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Elliot, Aala, Rillion, and Catayas. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any second? Seconded by Councilor Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore the Journal of Proceedings of the 50th regular session consisting of 35 pages is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the next order of business, the privilege hour. Any member who'd like to avail of the privilege? There being none, let's now proceed to the question hour. So, based on our notice of the 51st regular session, we have two guests this afternoon, and we are requesting the proponent, Councilor Rex Jasper R. Ala, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Since I have a guest this afternoon regarding the concerning of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School or TCRASH, on behalf of our SDS, Ma'am Alona Siuy, we have from DepEd, Engineer Rocky Malanges, Division Engineer, and Roy Bamias, Division Planning Officer. Also, we have from CMD, that's CEDD, Miss Jeneline Rimando, Local School Board Head Secretariat. So, I move for the suspension of the rule, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilors Rubinos, Elliot, Rillion, and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore rules are now suspended. The Sergeant at Arms is requested to please escort our guests here in front. Okay, so proceed, Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Since our guest is already here, so may I, this regarding to the part of the recommendation of our good gentleman from Bisan Village, Honorable Agripino Jun Coquilla. So, if there's a question with regarding the concern of the TCRASH, Honorable Presiding Officer, I will yield to the good gentleman from Bisan Village, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Very well. Thank you for that. So, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This particular item for presentation, Madam Presiding Officer, is relating the establishment of Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High. where during the special session, it was included as part of the item that would be supported by the national government so far as budgetary infusion or inclusion of budgetary matters be included. To that effect, Madam Presiding Officer, we would like to know from the level of the DepEd on the procedure for the establishment of Regional Academy for Senior High in Barangay Mangkilam, particularly Purok Abaca, Mangkilam, Tagum City. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, in order to guide the members of the Sanggunian, we invited them to be our resource person or resource speaker to give us information, full information about the development and the establishment of Regional Academy for Senior High. And may we know from Engineer Malanges on some of the key items for consideration, most especially on governing guidelines set by DepEd, and what are his recommendations so that we will be guided properly. The recommendation for us to take in the event that there would be consideration for the preparation of deed of exchange or deed of conditional donation. So may we know, since not all members of the Sanggunian were present during the committee hearing, so may we ask Madam Presiding Officer for Engineer Malanges to be at the rostrum for him to be given time to present on the procedure for the establishment finally of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High.
Okay, so Engineer Malangis is recognized. Please give us what are the requirements for the establishment or development of a regional academy for senior high school, and what are the recommendations from DepEd for the things to do for the city government to assist in this establishment.
So, good afternoon everyone, to Madam Presiding Officer and the rest of the SP members. I am Engineer Roque D. Malangis III, the Division Engineer of DepEd Tagum City Division. So, this is in line with the implementation of the LGU implemented construction of school building, which is sa pagkakaroon nanagid nato ibutang sa LGU ang pag-construct sa mga school building, no. Nya isa sa mga natagaan man gud ni Mayor og allocation is yung T-Crush. And then in the previous meetings na nakita sa SP sa atong committee nga na ay maragamay nga concern regarding the location, which is a new site of the school, which will be which is proposed to be transferred to Mangkilam, particularly in Purok Abaca. So based on the DepEd Order 40 Series 2014, there is no exact guideline as to the relocation or transfer. Ang meron lang po yung establishment, merging, and annexes. And right now, we referred it to the region kung ano ba yung dapat na i-comply namin, kasi the LGU is requesting the DepEd to transfer the school. So ang sabi ng DepEd region, which is the approving body ng ating request, is ano lang daw muna, the lot should be first donated or at least usufruct na matransfer sa name ng LGU, and then it will be reinforced with an SP resolution transferring the site, the old site to the new site. So right now, yun lang po muna ang inihingi ng DepEd Regional Office namin para ma-transfer natin yung school site doon sa new area.
Okay, sir, from the chair, This is not the first time that we are transferring the site of the crash because it was first established in Madaum. In fact, I believe there was a deed of donation. Was it donation? Way back in the previous administration pertaining to a 2-hectare lot.
Yes po, actually ano na po, title
And
na po
then-
yung lot doon sa Madaum.
And then we transferred it, the campus was transferred to the campus of Tagum City National High School. So back then, what were the requirements for the transfer? Because it was transferred, the school campus was transferred from Madaum to Tagum City National High School.
That time
It's
po,
just the same, I think.
nag-request lang po yung division office namin ng through our SDS na i-transfer yung site, ma'am, and then nag-reply si regional office which is na-approve naman po na ilipat doon sa sa Tagum City National Trade School.
So it was merely a request from the
Apo.
SDS.
Yes, ma'am.
But for now, since there is a new campus, so there is a need for a deed of donation or a deed of usufruct.
Yes po.
Okay. So any other member who'd like to ask questions from our guests? Councilor Coquilla?
Just to ask confirmation, Madam Chair, so that we will be guided. So, meaning to say, as part of the discussion during the committee hearing was that of the consideration for the crafting of deed of conditional donation. May we know, sir, on the for the side of DepEd, what would now be the position of DepEd for the drafting and coming up with the conditional deed of donation, and the city likewise will execute also conditional deed of donation. So meaning to say, the city who owns the property in barangay in Porok Abaca, Mangkilam, wishes to donate it to DepEd, provided that the the lot in barangay Madaum be donated to the city. Reason of that because we have already sent out communication and or our letter of intent to the Philippine Science High School, where Philippine Science High School is invited to develop or to establish their extension a school in Barangay Madaum. So may we know, sir, what's now the position of DepEd regarding that matter?
So based on the Dex Order 57 Series 1995 po, sir, yung mga acceptable lang po na parang tatanggapin ni DepEd na proof of ownership is yung deed of donation, usufruct, and deed of exchange. But last month po, I talked to the Attorney Villarico and Mayor. So since nag-abot naman good ang kwarta ang ato ang funding for the construction, the Attorney Villarico suggested na mas madali daw po yung i-deed of conditional donation natin yung lote papunta sa DepEd, but with the condition of na isauli namin yung lote ng doon sa Madaum. And I referred it to our legal. Sabi naman ng legal namin na okay daw po yun, sir, acceptable, which is mas madali daw po. Kasi kung diretso daw po nato og deed of exchange, parang walay bugat nga rason si DepEd Central Office nga mo approve. So mas bugat to, sir, kung i-donate na tong lote but with a condition nga iuli tong 2 hectares. So this will be the basis na puhon, sir, kung magkuha na taog deed of exchange. So right now, sir, ang the least good nga makuha na to is para mapadali itong transfer is yung deed of conditional donation, which is acceptable po sa legal namin, sir, sa DepEd.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May we ask other members, Madam Presiding Officer, if they have concern to Engineer Malanges, because if there are no concerns, we will excuse for a while Engineer Malanges, and we will invite request Ma'am Rimando, because she's the one who heads the head secretariat of local school board. For the local school board, what was being requested or part of the recommendation of the committee was that the city, in order to finally, when there's a process for the transfer, we need to have some sort of a study, appropriate study, to guide the LGU on for the establishment of that regional academy for senior high. So, Madam Presiding Officer, can we excuse our guest, and then
So,
we will
are there
invite.
Other members who would like to ask questions to our resource person, Engineer Malangis? So, yes, Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I hope too early to ask, but during the sa preparation ba niya, Engineer, nanabeg yung on-site nga inyuhang appeal ba ka sa collaboration with regarding sa on-site inspection, where will be the in these 2 hectares asa gid mismo na to establish ning T-crush nga building di siya nakabutang?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, we have coordinated already with Architect Imboy, Engineer Corporal, and Engineer Bahalya, sir, regarding the location. And they have gitagaan na po nila og katong copy sa site development plan og sa katong titulo, sir, which is now ginatrabaho na karon nila Attorney Villarico ang katong deed of conditional donation, sir. So, as to the site inspection, yes, sir, we already conducted that, sir.
So, naana ba ni siya, sabay tawag ay kanang sa building gani, naana design, sabay tawag Engineer Coquilla?
Yes. Yep, is po, actually, blueprint, we have already actually si kaning nga site na siya 4-story 20 classroom, which is ang DepEd na template daan, gihatag na lang nato kang City Architect's Office for the preparation of program of works and estimates.
Program of works.
Yes, ma'am. And then the site development plan na andun na po, na-incorporate na po yung building.
Okay, thank you. So, any other member would like to ask questions from Engineer Malangis? So, there being none, let us now, thank you, Engineer, for your time. Okay, let us now call Miss Jenilyn Rimando, the Local School Board Head Secretariat.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Presiding Officer, and to this august body. My name is Jenilyn Rimando, the Head Secretariat of the Local School Board. While this does not form part with the approval or requirements from the regional level of the Department of Education, but we would like to address the Committee on Education's request that the local school board shall give certain reports, such as the feasibility study or the study report as to the issue on accessibility, perception survey, and other social concerns regarding the relocation of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School. I'd like to correct the word that it's not establishment, because T-Crush has been established already by the record of the Department of Education in the national level that it is in Madaum. So we're talking about relocation of site from Madaum to Mankilam, Barangay Mankilam. So with the request of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the local school board has formed a technical working group regarding the creation of the team to conduct a study on the proposed relocation site of the Tagum City Regional Academy for senior high school, and then its composition, functions, and other purposes thereof. But Madam Presiding Officer, this executive order is supported this technical working group is supported by the Executive Order number 118, which was issued last week, Tuesday. And the member of the technical working group was just informed about this matter. And so right after today, from attending this session, I'll be going to the team leader of the technical working group to discuss the matters regarding the gathering of these members for the study that we are about to report to this August body. But as of this time, we haven't had this study yet because it's just bago lang siya na form na technical working group, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you for that information. Regarding the deed of donation, if you can answer, regarding the deed of conditional donation, do we have a time frame? Like when should it be approved by the Sanggunian, a deadline? Since the appropriation is ready.
Madam Presiding Officer, I'd like to request the presence of Engineer Malangis regarding this matter as to the concern that I am tasked to do is the technical study of the feasibility study.
Before we give the floor to Ms. Engineer Malangis, perhaps other members would like to ask questions from you, like Councilor Coquilla.
For guidance, Madam Presiding Officer, may we be guided on the stipulation or consideration of the creation of the technical working group? What are those objectives to be attained? Do you have a copy, ma'am, of the executive order signed by the local chief executive?
Yes, sir. I have it here, the Executive Order number 118, an order creating the technical working group to conduct a study on the proposed relocation site of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School, and the members of the team headed by Architect Luella May L. Aporada Dumadag, the CPD officer, and its members, Honorable Marlon O. Rio, the Punong Barangay of Mankilam, and some of the members also, Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, the City Legal Officer, and Ms. Karen A. Hantiles, the City Budget Officer, and Engineer Roosevelt Corporal, the City Engineer, and Architect Julius Imboy, our city architect, and Ms. Carissa Cajes, our city assessor, Engineer Vivian Bahalia, our CNR officer, and the Secretariat of the Technical Working Group, yours truly, Madam Presiding Officer. So the purpose of this is to address, of course, the request from the Sangguniang Panlungsod of the feasibility study, and then to prepare the required report and to submit it to the Sangguniang Panlungsod.
So, is the function of the technical working group stipulated?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, it's stipulated in Section 2 to conduct a comprehensive assessment of the proposed relocation site, including its technical, legal, environmental, accessibility, and development suitability, and validate and gather relevant data, documents, and information necessary for the evaluation of the proposed site, and coordinate with concerned national government agencies, local government officers, and other stakeholders as may be necessary, and identify issues, constraints, and requirements concerning the relocation of the T-crash, and prepare and submit a study together with its findings, recommendations for the consideration of the City Mayor prior to its endorsement to the Sangguniang Panlungsod for appropriate legislative action, and perform such other functions as may deem necessary.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Thank
all,
you for
Madam
that.
Presiding
So,
Officer.
any other question? None? Are there questions from the members? There being none. Okay, so back to Engineer Malangis. Engineer Malangis, you are highly requested. So First Engineer Malangis, may we know if there is a deadline for the deed of donation, the time frame, when should it be passed by the Sanggunian?
As of this morning po, I talked to Ma'am MJ of the City Mayor's Office. Ando na daw po sa office ni Attorney Villarico yung deed of donation for review. And right now, we are still waiting for update pa po kay Attorney Villarico.
But the time frame, do we have a deadline for the deed of conditional donation? Kano sa aman ni siya kahinanlan maaprubahan para katong budget nga nahatag dili to siya mawala?
Based doon sa guidelines ng DepEd, yung trigger kasi ng procurement ng LGU is pag mabalik na po yung supplemental memorandum of agreement na ma-receive na ng LGU, pwede na po mag-start si DepEd, si LGU ng procurement. So, if ako po yung tatanungin, as soon as possible po kasi yung budget po niya is 2026. So, we are now in the papunta na po tayo ng third quarter. So, much better po na mas makastart na ng procurement by September or in the third quarter of this year na maano po baka para dili pud masuyop ang kwarta kay 2026 siya nga budget for GAA.
Okay. Okay, so no more questions. There being none, well, thank you to our guests. Thank you for coming. Thank you for giving us information about the issues concerning Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, so with this, the chair declares for a few minutes recess. Istorya pa ka? Sige. Okay, so session now resumes. Restore.
Honorable Chair, I move for the restoration of the rule, Honorable Chair.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilors Coquilla and Catayas. There being no objection, rules are now restored. Okay, let us now proceed to the next order. Do you have anything else to say, Councilor Aala? None? So since none, let us now proceed to the next order of business, the reading and referral of proposed measures.
Madam President, the measures on first reading, we have items under letters and communications. Number 1, letter dated July 17, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy. This pertains to the draft memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following establishments for the implementation of the community-based training for enterprise development program, to wit, 101 Wellness Spa and KACC Auto Care Center.
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Livelihood Projects and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 2, letter dated July 17, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to the draft memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and CARD MRI Development Institute Incorporated relative to student internship program.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 3, letter dated July 21, still coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the draft resolutions authorizing the City Mayor to sign and execute for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the amended Deed of Absolute Sale and Deed of Donation covering parcels of land registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of the following vendees and donees of the below-mentioned Tagum City relocation sites, to wit, Panitan Urban Homeowners Association Incorporated, that would be Rene M. Espadilla, and for Laureta Homeowners Association, Rosana L. S. Laniba and Elisea M. Octobre.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization.
Number 4, letter dated July 23, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the local finance resolutions for appropriate action, to wit, letter A, resolution number 12, Series of 2026, a resolution endorsing the draft resolution entitled A Resolution Declaring the Savings in the Amount of 4,629,998 pesos and 9 centavos from the loan proceeds under term loan 3 of the 740 million loan facility with the Land Bank of the Philippines for the project acquisition and installation of solar lights, and approving the reallocation of the declared savings to the project acquisition and installation of solar power system. Letter B, Madam Chair. Resolution number 13, a resolution adopting and endorsing the draft resolution entitled A Resolution Authorizing the Reactivation of Dormant Deposit Accounts maintained by the City Government of Tagum with the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Development Bank of the Philippines, and authorizing the City Mayor and other authorized officials to execute all documents necessary for their reactivation.
Okay, so resolution numbers 12 and 13 of the Local Finance Committee are referred to the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations.
Number 5, Madam Chair, letter dated July 23, coming from Honorable Randy A. Laguna, the Punong Barangay of Magupo South. This pertains to Barangay Ordinance number 31, Series of 2026, an ordinance granting free issuance of barangay clearances, barangay certifications, and other barangay-related documents to all qualified senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and solo parents who are members in good standing of Barangay Magupo South, Tagum City.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
And we have one more item, Madam President, addendum to the notice, still under letters and communications. Letter dated July 27, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a draft resolution authorizing the local chief executive to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Social Welfare Development through the Social Technology Bureau and the Department of Social Welfare Development Field Office 11 for the implementation of Apoko, Kwento ni Lolo't Lola, Gabay ng Kabataan project in the city of Tagum, and this is for urgent action.
The addendum is referred to the Committee on Gender and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. Let us now proceed to the committee reports. First to report from the Committee on Public Works. Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, allow me to present this committee report number 7, Series 2026. This was conducted last July 22, 2026 at 11:15 in the morning. The subject matter, letter dated July 9, 2026 of the local chief executive in endorsing the request for the issuance of sangguniang resolution authorizing the conduct of public auction of the Nigata asphalt mixing plant. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod is a copy of this committee report number 7, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Revita, Eliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection. There being none, therefore, Committee Report number 7 submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer.
Proceed.
For and on behalf of the members of the two committees, the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report number 7, Series 2026. This was conducted last July 22, 2026 at 11:45 in the morning. With the subject matter, this is in relation to the letter dated May 13, 2026 of the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sangguniang through the Honorable Vice Mayor, the Local Finance Committee Resolution number 9, Series 2026, recommending the recognition and confirmation of the obligation of the city government of Tagum in favor of Davao Cooperative Bank Incorporated, DCB / Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, PDIC, account in the amount of 208,090 pesos and 19 centavos, and recommending to authorize the local chief executive to sign, execute, and deliver all necessary documents. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, since copy of this Joint Committee Report number 7 were distributed to the members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala and Revita. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 7, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee from the Committee on Peace and Order, Public Safety, Councilor Lemos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains to Joint Committee Report number 7 concerning Joint Committee Report number 7 of Committee on Laws, Committee on Peace and Order and Public Safety, and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges. This is about an ordinance regulating the public indecency and nudity within the territorial jurisdiction of the City of Tagum and providing for violations thereof. Madam Chair, we already conducted 2 committee meetings on this subject matter, and we recommended during the committee meeting that since this is an ordinance with penalty, there must have a public hearing. So before we can move this to a second reading, we will just schedule, we have a scheduled committee public hearing on August 20 for a while. $27, 20, 19. So the scheduled public hearing would be on August 19, Wednesday, 1 p.m. and August 27. So, dili 27? August 24, which is in the morning. Monday morning. But on the 20, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So since all members of this body were already furnished with advance copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the whole text of this committee report. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, second by Councilor Aala, Revita, and Catayas. There being no objections, the reading of the full text of this joint committee report is hereby dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of this committee report number 7, joint with Committee on Laws. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any discussion? Okay, just a point of clarification from the chair, since there are 3 ordinances and
Yes.
scheduled only 2 public hearings. Is that correct? Or 3? 3 days?
Requiring
Only
business
2.
establishment.
There are 3 ordinances.
Yes, nudity and
Nudity, pertaining to CCTV and tobacco.
CCTV.
Cigarettes.
This CCTV ordinance, Madam Chair, is we have a different
Schedule.
schedule because this is also a business sector. The stakeholder business are
Different.
different,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
So there will be 3 public hearings.
2 public hearing.
3 or 2? 3. 3 ordinances.
Pwede ba to? Ha? Sabay tanan? Tulo? Napaisa. Okay. To only, Madam Chair. Because you have also another ordinance for... Tawag na itong... Ito. Ha? For the liquor ban, which is... dalawa lang muna kasi dalawa din yung another public hearing.
Okay. So kindly just make the proper announcement later.
Yes,
during
Madam
the
Chair.
announcement period.
Proper,
Okay,
yes.
so any
just
discussion,
submit-
any amendments, any objection? There being none, therefore joint committee report number 7 submitted with the Committee on Peace, Order and Public Safety and Laws, Rules, Regulations and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Disaster.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report number 1, series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated July 22, 2026, with the subject matter: Draft Ordinance Establishing Preemptive and Emergency Evacuation Procedures during disasters and emergencies in the City of Tagum, providing guidelines for evacuation management and for other purposes for appropriate action. For the information of this august body, during the committee hearing, the guest stated that the content of the proposed ordinance has been implemented through an executive order since 2013. It was recommended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government, or DILG, and the Office of the Civil Defense, or OCD, that the preemptive and emergency evacuation procedures be institutionalized through an ordinance. And the proposed ordinance will serve as a guide in the implementation of preemptive and emergency evacuation procedures whenever a disaster or emergency is imminent. It likewise aims to strengthen disaster prevention, preparedness, and mitigation measures to help protect lives and minimize the adverse effects of disasters. The members of the committee observed that the proposed ordinance has not yet been calendared for deliberation during the meeting of the City Risk Disaster Reduction and Management Council, or CDRRMC. The members of the committee further observed that the proposed ordinance contains a penalty clause. In view thereof, they suggested that a public hearing be conducted to gather comments and inputs from all barangays. And after a thorough deliberation, the members of the committee agreed with the following recommendation. Number 1, that the Manual of Operations for Preemptive and Emergency Evacuation Procedures be incorporated as an integral part of the proposed ordinance. Number 2, that the provisions of the identification and operation of official evacuation centers be included in the proposed ordinance. Number 3, that the provisions requiring the submission of evacuation reports, including the number of evacuees, non-evacuees, and other relevant data, be incorporated in the proposed ordinance. Number 4, that the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or the CDRRMC, shall convene in a meeting to deliberate on the proposal ordinance with attendance and participation of all punong barangays of the City of Tagum. Number 5, that the public hearings be conducted in every barangay to discuss the proposed ordinance, with designated members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod assigned to attend the same. Schedule for the conduct of public hearing will be determined after the conduct of the CDRRMC meeting, taking into consideration the 10-day reglementary period from sending out of the written notice. Number 6, that the Department of the Interior and Local Government, or the DILG, be requested to issue an advisory directing all barangays to ensure the mandatory attendance of their respective purok chairpersons during the scheduled public hearings. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Ala, and Revita. There being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for this adoption.
Any discussion? Okay, so any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Kindly furnish the presiding officer a copy of the schedule of public hearing.
Noted, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you.
Another committee report, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated July 22, 2026, at SB Session Hall, with two subject matter. First, Barangay Ordinance Number 2, Series of 2026, of the Sangguniang Barangay of La Pilipina, an ordinance creating Purok 9 Esmeralda to be an additional Purok of Barangay La Pilipina, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. Second, Barangay Ordinance Number 10, Series of 2026, entitled An Ordinance Declaring August 24, 2014, and every year up thereafter as the araw ng Barangay Madaom, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, and providing funds thereof. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 6, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Housing, Councilor Kaasi is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 16, Series of 2026, on the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges last July 22, 2026 at 12:45 p.m. here at SB Session Hall with only one subject matter. This pertains to the draft resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deed of absolute sales and deed of donations covering parcel of land registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of the qualified vendees and donees of the following Tagum City relocation sites. First is the City Homes Tagum. Second is Panitan Urban Homeowners Association Incorporated or PUHAY. Third is the Loretta Homeowners Association, and fourth is the Immaculada Concepcion Homeowners Association. This, Madam Chair, I move to dispense with the reading of Joint Committee Report Number 16, 2026.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 16, submitted with the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Some more committee reports. There being none, let us now proceed to the next order of business, the calendar of business. The Chairperson, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Councilor Wakan, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the adoption of the foregoing calendar of business as stated in the notice of the 51st regular session dated July 27, 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala, Rillion, and Eliot, and Revita. Any discussion, any amendment on the calendar of business? Yes, Councilor Revita is recognized. Katong urgent. Nasa addendum.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask the Secretary what is the number of the resolution?
Madam Chair, that would be resolution number 827.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering its urgency for inclusion under an assigned business, Resolution Number 827, Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development through the Social Technology Bureau of Department of Social Welfare and Development Field Office for the implementation of Apoko, Kwento ni Lolo't Lola, Gabay ng Kabataan project in the city of Tagum. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Uy Salazar. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, resolution number 827 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For inclusion under unassigned business is resolution number 828, series of 2026, which pertains to a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deeds of absolute sale or DOAS of real properties registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of qualified beneficiaries of City Homes Tagum. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Ala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 828 is included under unassigned business.
Another resolution, Madam Chair, is resolution number 829. A resolution for inclusion under unassigned business is resolution number 829, series of 2026, resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deeds of absolute sales or DOAS of real properties registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of qualified beneficiaries of Panitan Homeowners Association Incorporated or PUHAY. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, for resolution number 829 is included under unassigned business.
Another resolution, Madam Chair, is resolution number 830, series of 2026, for inclusion under unassigned business. It's resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deed of donation or DOD of real properties registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of the qualified beneficiaries of Laureta Homeowners Association Incorporated. I so move, Madam
Moved by
Chair.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 830 is included under unassigned business.
Lastly, Madam Chair, for inclusion under unassigned business is resolution number 831, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deeds of donation of real properties registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of qualified beneficiaries of Immaculada Homeowners Association Incorporated. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 831 is included under unassigned business. Yes, Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Amendments for inclusion under unassigned business. Resolution number 832, a resolution returning Barangay Ordinance number 10, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Madaum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, resolution number 832 is included under unassigned business. Summer inclusions, there being none. Back to the main motion, as amended 6 times. Is there any objection? There being none, therefore the calendar of business as amended 6 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to measures on second reading.
Madam Chair, for the measures on second reading, the first item is Appropriation Ordinance Number 2, Series of 2026, an ordinance appropriating the amount of 264,327,936 pesos and 12 centavos only to defray payment of expenditures embodied in supplemental budget number 1 under the general fund for calendar year 2026.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod has a copy of this appropriation ordinance number 2, series of 2026, and therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Eliot and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Uy Salazar. Is there any discussion?
Just an information, Madam Presiding Officer, because this was part of the recommendation of the committee, and this is through committee report number 11. This was conducted last July 17, and one of the recommendation is to request the City Budget Office to submit to the committee a comprehensive report on all funds allocated for the implementation and development of Madaum Creek project, including all sources of fund. This was already done. And second is to request the City Architect's Office to submit to the committee the master plan for the Children's Park and Madaum Creek project, and to request the City Planning and Development Office to provide a detailed report on the phases of development of the Madaum Creek project, indicating the total expenditures incurred under each phase, including the amounts charged against the general fund, the trust fund, and the appropriations provided under any supplemental budget, if applicable. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, for letter D, we constantly inform the City Architect's Office to submit to the committee the master plan for the Children's Park and Madaum Creek project, and as of to date, Madam Presiding Officer, the committee has no information whatsoever on how to develop the area where the fund will be allocated for this purpose. So to this note, Madam Presiding Officer, may I again request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to finally direct the City Architect's Office to immediately submit to the committee, so that this to the committee the items being requested by the committee. And for item letter C, to request the City Engineering to submit the committee the guidelines and justification for the utilization of the rent expense, since there's an allocation for the supplemental budget number 2 amounting to 11 million for the rent expense. The study and or assessment conducted by the office explaining the necessity of renting equipment instead of utilizing the city's own equipment for the implementation of Madaum Creek project, the basis for the engagement of rental equipment, and a detailed and quantifiable costing, including the computation basis used in determining the rental rates expenses. For the record, Madam Presiding Officer, this representation received a letter from the city engineer, but the letter is relating, Madam Presiding Officer, on the ASEL rate, which means this is taken from the 27th edition of the Association of Carriers and Equipment Lessors, ASEL, Equipment Guidebook, where this letter is informing the Sangguniang and or the committee that this is the rate where when LGU will rent, where LGU will let their equipments be rented by a private and or corporation. And the request, Madam Presiding Officer, was not being addressed by the city engineer. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, may we request the city, the Secretary to the Sangguniang to write again a letter addressed to the city engineer to inform the city engineer to submit to the committee what was being requested under recommendation letter C. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, since significant informations must be submitted to the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod so that we will be properly informed about the purpose and intent of this supplemental budget number 2. I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this supplemental budget number 2 be laid on the table. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Rillion and Aala. There being no, is there any discussion, any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, Appropriation Ordinance Number 2, Series of 2026 is laid on the table. Next item.
Next item, Madam Chair, is Resolution Number 824, a resolution declaring the amount of 35,010,908 pesos and 1 centavo only as savings from various items as covered by the Statement of Funding Sources duly certified by the City Budget Office, City Treasurer, and City Accountant.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod has a copy of this draft resolution number 824 series 2026 with the title as presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. Any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, as a matter of information to the members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod and to the listening public that keep tracks on the proceedings of this 51st regular session, that this particular draft resolution will declare an amount of 35,010,000 pesos, 908 pesos, and 1 centavos as savings from various items covered by Statement of Funding Sources duly certified by the City Budget Office and the City Treasurer and City Accountant on that matter. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, this was thoroughly deliberated during the Local Finance Committee, and this particular amount is part of the sources of fund for the supplemental budget number 2. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, the items that incurred savings are the personal services amounting to 1 million plus, maintenance and other operating expenses, locally funded projects, capital outlay, the 20% development fund, and other payables amounting to 83,976. And this was thoroughly reviewed by the Local Finance Committee with covering Local Finance Committee Resolution Number 10, Series 2026, which endorses to the Sangguniang Panglungsod the supplemental budget number 2, including their this declaration of savings. So this particular item, Madam Presiding Officer, passes through the regularity in the review, and this is in order. So may I request members of the Sangguniang Panglungsod for the support for the approval of this draft resolution. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilor Coquilla. Please proceed.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other floor amendments from the members of the Council, that the full content of these draft resolutions be subjected to form and style. I so move, Madam Presiding
Moved by
Officer.
Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala and Uy Salazar. Is there any discussion, any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, resolution number 824 shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod be co-proponent of this draft resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Aala, and Revita. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
As recommended by the committee report, Madam Presiding Officer, that this draft resolution number 824, Series 2026, be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala, Rillion, and Ong. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 824 is approved on second and final reading. Let us now proceed to unassigned business.
Madam President, under unassigned business, the first item is draft resolution number 827, a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development through the Social Technology Bureau and the Department of Social Welfare and Development Field Office 11 for the implementation of APOCO, Kwento ni Lolo't Lola, Gabay ng Kabataan project in the city of Tagum.
Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since a copy of the said resolution has been distributed in advance to this August body, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of resolution number 827 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Catayas, Elliot, and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on the second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Rillion. Any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair. To give insights of the said memorandum, Madam Chair, I move. Thank you. Hello. I move for the suspension of our internal rules in order for our invited guests to be accommodated and to be accorded with the opportunity to give information about the said subject matter. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Aala, and Catayas. We need 2/3 vote, so those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore rules are now suspended.
May I request our invited guests to be here in front?
Okay, so the Sergeant at Arms is directed to please escort our guests in front. Okay, so, ma'am, please state your name and your position.
Good afternoon, Madam Presiding Officer, and good afternoon, honorable members of the City Council. I am Shanine Parian po from DSWD Field Office 11 under the Social Technology Unit. Social Technology Unit is the social development arm of the department. So our unit is tasked to implement pilot projects of the department. So for this year, Tagum City was selected to be the partner in the implementation of the pilot project APOCO, gabay ni Lola't Lolo. It's intergenerational initiative of the department that gina-preserve nato ang kultura, kasi sa new generation karon sa atong mga kabatanunan medyo nawala na, so we connect the Lola't Lolo from our residential facility in the Department of Social Welfare, specifically in Home for the Aged, and the children development centers, sa ato ang mga daycare centers, especially sa Visayan Village. Tapad lang sila. So, maging partner po ang Tagum City and the Department of Social Welfare para sa mga activities like we have activities kasi Apo and Lola sessions wherein the lolo at lola, no, meron tayong mga storytelling, no, ang mga values, no, ma-share nila ang mga values, important values sa mga Pilipino, sa ato mga kabatanunan sa daycare, and as well as ato mga daycare pod, no, since mga new generation na sila, makatudlo po sila sa ato mga tigulang. At the same time, mahatagan og purpose, no, ma-feel sa ato ang mga lolo't lolo na napaghihapon sila'y purpose sa ato ang community, even if nana sila sa edad na taas na, no, senior na. So we are seeking also for the approval, Madam Presiding Chair and the honorable councilors, for the memorandum of agreement, kasi we will be partners, no, in the implementation of the Apoco project. And nationwide kasi ang nag-implement pa lang, no, it has been pilot tested before in NCR and Calabar zone only, and then nag-expand sila. The expansion areas, dalawa lang po, no, it's Zamboanga City and Tagum City. So nationwide, 4 lang po ang nag-implement ng Project Apoco. It's NCR and Tanay Rizal and Zamboanga and Tagum City only. So yun po, ang activities naman natin, it's more on sessions. We bring atong mga tigulang, ginatawag nato sila nga atong dream team, no? Atong mga tigulang from Home for the Aged, mag-visit sila sa daycare centers, and naa sila apo ko lola't lola sessions, and then apod sila murag sort of field trip, no, before mag-end ang ato ang mga mag-end atong program para pod ma-appreciate sa atong mga kabatanunan unsa tong mga parts sa history nga dapat dili nato kalimtan. And we capacitate also ang atong mga dream teams, no. We train our katong mga daycare workers nato sa Tagum City, as well as ang mga personnel po sa City Social Welfare and Development Office. So I think that's it po. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As mentioned by our guest, that we are the one among the 4 of the pilot. May we know, ma'am, on the success stories of other local government that undertook the same program?
As of now, they're still documenting, sir, but based on the evaluation, it has been proven that the project is effective, no? That's why it is recommended for expansion. No, nakita nila yung ang outcome, no, paano natabangan ang ato ang mga kabatanunan sa daycare workers, at the same time ang ato ang mga lola't lolo, unsa pod ang change, no, na nakita sa ilaha. So based sa evaluation na nakita nila effective, that's why nag-expand ta sa Mindanao.
Madam Presiding Officer, may we know, ma'am, on the modality, or can you give us some citation on how this would be processed? Or because there's a project team that will be created by the city, and may we know on what's the role of the project team?
Okay.
What's the role of the daycare center? If that's the center where the lolos will be exposed, yes, and interact with the children.
Yes, po.
And can we be given information on that?
Yes.
On that?
Sir, we have a multidisciplinary team. So kani mga multidisciplinary team composed of syempre katong mga personnel sa Home for the Aged. No? We have the psychologists, the doctors, the nurses. social workers, and kasama na din doon ang mga daycare workers nato and sa CSWDO. So mainly ang function nato is to check, no, every sessions, to check if naabay development, no, unsa ba ang mga learning sa mga bata and sa mga katigulangunan at sa mga katigulang. And then we do kasi quarterly case conferences, no, and consultations. So ang role ni daycare worker is to check also, to assess also if makita nila kung naabay na-learn ang mga bata based sa ato mga sessions na ginakandak every month po.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the content of the memorandum of agreement, it doesn't mention on the side of financial obligation. May we know if the city government of Tagum, through its innovative way in improving the program, may we know if there's a possibility that the city of Tagum would have to allocate funds for the purpose?
Based on Samoa, sir, we revised it. Actually, we revised it to subject to availability of funds kasi we cannot put talaga na certain amount, no, para sa pag-implement ng project kasi tatapos na yata ang budget hearing. So ni-revise siya into subject to availability of funds kasi depende naman po kung meron talagang pondo na i-allocate sa amin sa project natin ang Tagum City. But also yung role ni CSWDO, team nila, and yung sa daycare center, no? Actually, part na yun siya sa counterpart ng LGU, no? And if in the event na meron tayong field trip, baka may mas spare kayo na or maano kayo na vehicle for us, pwede rin doon, sir. But certain amount, hindi naman po necessary, sir.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
But based on the recorded experiences, so from other pilot areas, ma'am, so how these LGUs again, what's their way of implementing the program? Since you said
Yes.
there are positive notes or successful in the implementation of the program in part of Luzon. And in part of Mindanao, this is still to be
Yes, po.
observed. But for the part of Zamboanga City, maybe know if this was already implemented in progress.
Yes, sir. Zamboanga City, sir, kaka-sign lang din nila ng memorandum of agreement po. So, we only follow one model of intervention. No, that's what we call in social technology na lahat ng sessions, pati yung mga simple na scripts, kumbaga isang language lang din po.
So, meaning to say, it's a template.
Yes po, isang language lang po para pag maipon na lahat ng evaluation, then they can package it. Iisang ano lang po, kumbaga baseline na pina-follow.
Finally, Madam Presiding Officer, to give way for other members to interact with our guests, may we know, ma'am, on the composition of the this we call local project management team?
Yeah, the local project management team composed of the LSWDO, the ang tawag niyan, MHO. Actually, depende po kung sino po ang ma-identify natin na makakontribute po sa implementation ng program. So, pwede tayong mag-expand, no, kung sino yung mga offices, no, dito sa City of Tagum that can provide support no sa implementation po sa program.
Okay, ma'am. Is there, kasi parang depende sa sino ang ma-identify by
Yes
the
po.
local chief executive.
Yes po.
Is there a template or a module that was developed that will be followed by the implementers pertaining to especially the daycare teachers? So is there a module developed by DSWD?
Yes po, ma'am. We have a module that we are using no nationwide no, sa 4 areas. That's what we call it's a model of intervention. Part na doon sa MOI yung module na follow natin every session po. So we have dedicated social worker po na mag-lead din sa implementation ng program. No, so ka-team nila si CSWDO and si daycare worker during the implementation.
So the social worker is coming from the DSWD?
Yes po, ma'am. Yes po.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you po.
So yes, Dato Eric Perez is recognized.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Ma'am, yung program, may I know yung mechanism or approach in dealing with, lalo na yung sa culture and tradition, nga how nga gamitin nila, as mentioned kayo na may module. So ano yung especially itong Davao del Norte at saka siguro part of Davao de Oro, sa rich in culture and tradition. So kung itong sa ika-3 whereas na nakalagay na to preserve and transmit the rich Filipino culture, specifically yung culture tradition, paano ba yan, ma'am?
Ganito kasi sir, we have kumbaga general na session guide. But if we want to include other pwedeng pag-usapan and then we can recommend to central office if we can include kanina mga topics based doon sa culture ng isang area. If ma-approve po ng central office, then we can implement po.
So Dato Eric Perez is our IPMR.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so some more questions from the members. Okay, so there being none, thank you very much to our invited guests.
Thank you po.
Ma'am,
Thank you po,
for
ma'am.
shedding light. Okay, so with this, the chair declares for a recess. Sama magpa-picture ka. Wala nakatingos na. Revita.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the restoration of our internal rules.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Luisa Lazar and Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, rules are now restored. Please proceed, Councilor Revita.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Amendment, Madam Chair,
Yes, proceed.
that this resolution be subject to form and style. So move.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Councilor Coquilla and Dato Eric Perez. There being no objection, this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I move that all members present are co-proponent of the said resolution.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Dato Eric Perez, Councilor Rillion, and Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that resolution number 827 series of 2026 be approved on the second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Councilor Coquilla, Rillion, Catayas, and Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luisa Lazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution number 827 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 828, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deeds of absolute sale or DOAS of real properties registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum in favor of qualified beneficiaries of City Homes Tagum.
Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Considering that resolutions number 828 and 829 are all of the same nature, may I request indulgence of the Council to present these resolutions in omnibus motion.
Very well, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading of resolutions number 828 and 829. I so
Moved by
move.
Councilor Kaasi, second by Councilors Coquilla, Revita, Aala, Elliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for their approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Rillion, Salazar, and Revita. Any discussion?
Just a short information, Madam Chair. The City Housing and Land Management Office have compiled with all the necessary documents and procedural requirements such that relative to the proposed execution of the deed of absolute sales covering parcels of land registered in the name of City Government of Tagum. The identified qualified beneficiaries have likewise completed the required processes and recommended for transfer of ownership. Such documents required are: first, the certificate of statement of full payment. Second is the transfer certificate of title. Third is the locational details. And fourth is the certificate of employment for resolution number 828, since these beneficiaries are it's either previously employed here in the City Government of Tagum or is currently employed in the City Government of Tagum. For the beneficiaries of City Homes, we have four. First is Francisco C. Rimatar, which cover an area of 120 square meters. Second is Gerson M. Ragos, which covered 100 square meters. 3, Nemar A. Humarito, 100 square meters as well. And number 4 is Attorney Zina D. Domdom Kaidik, which covers an area of 101 square meters. For resolution number 829, also a deed of absolute sale, the requirements have already completed and submitted here at the council, which are the transfer certificate of title and the locational details and the certificate of full payment of the following beneficiaries. We have 6 beneficiaries for Panitan Homeowners Association Incorporated or PUHAY. These are Teodoro Rico F. Baguhin, which covers a lot of 80 square meters. Aida T. Guhol, 85 square meters. Flor de Lisa M. Calyao, 92 square meters. Ginalyn R. Cedeño, which covers 94 square meters, Juzil M. Bautista, 81 square meters, and Villa Marie M. Mejias, 70 square meters. Also, Madam Chair, it was also worth noting that the vendee, it was also stipulated here in the resolutions that the vendee shall not sell, alienate, convey, lease, transfer, or otherwise dispose of the awarded lot, including any improvements thereon within 10 years from the issuance of the title. Any such unauthorized disposition shall render the sale voidable and shall cause the reversion of the property to the city government of Tagum pursuant to the provisions of Republic Act number 7279 of the Urban Development and Housing Association Act in 1992.
Very well. Proceed, Councilor Kaasi.
Amendment, Madam Chair.
Madam Presiding Officer,
Yes,
some
Councilor
notes
Cotilla.
for consideration. With you, respect, Madam Presiding Officer, to the good lady from Magugpo South. One among the items for consideration is the marital consent of the late Eustiquia Tirimitar, since it is reflected here and she cannot anymore sign because she's already dead. So meaning to say that this will be subject for parang amendment by deletion.
Very
In
well.
the
Duly noted, and also Councilor Kaasi, kindly subject this to form and style because the chair has observed certain errors in form and style that needs to be addressed. Widower na si Sir Frank. Okay. Kindly subject this to form and style later on. Okay? So, yes, proceed. You were saying...
Thank you for that observation from our engineer Kelia. So, amendment, Madam Chair, that these resolutions be subject to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Perez, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, resolution numbers 828 and 829 are subject to form and style.
Lastly, Madam Chair, that all members specific present are co-proponent, shall be co-proponent. I
Moved
so
by
move,
Councilor
Madam Chair.
Kaasi, seconded by Dato Perez, Councilor Rillion, and Catayas. There being no objection, all members shall be co-proponents of these two resolutions.
I move that this be approved to second and final reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Dato Perez. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ridlon. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution numbers 828 and 829 are approved and second and final reading. Next item.
Next item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 830, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and execute for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum the deeds of donation of real properties registered in the name of the city government of Tagum in favor of qualified beneficiaries of Loretta Homeowners Association Incorporated.
Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since resolution number 830 and 831 are all of the same nature, may I request the indulgence again of the members of the council to present this motion in omnibus motion. Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading of resolutions number 830 and 831, all series of 2026,
Moved by
Madam
Councilor
Chair.
Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Luis Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of these two resolutions are dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam
Moved by
Chair.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. Any discussion?
Another discussion, Madam Chair, just a short information. Also, the City Housing and Land Management Office have complied with the necessary documents such as the certificate of statement of full payment, transfer certificate of titles and its locational details relative to the proposed execution of the deed of donation covering parcels of land registered in the name of the city government of Tagum. Identified and qualified beneficiaries have likewise completed and required processes that are recommended to the transfer of their ownership. For this, Madam Chair, we have two relocation sites, which are the Loretta Homeowners Association for the resolution number 830. We have two beneficiaries. First is Neil Jan C. Englis, which covers an area of 80 square meters. Second is Rick A. Kabilin, which covers an area of 164 square meters. Next is for resolution number 831 for Immaculada Concepcion Homeowners Association, also deed of donation with four beneficiaries. First is John Flor C. Cason, which covers an area of 108 square meters. Next is Reynaldo T. Shoson Jr., 94 square meters, and Aubrey B. Plaza, which covers an area of 93 square meters, and Eva F. Lagurpa for 118 square meters. The same is also stated for the donor, Madam Chair. The donee, Madam Chair, here in the resolution, that the donee shall not sell, alienate, convey, lease, transfer, or otherwise dispose of the awarded lot, including any improvements thereon, within 10 years from the issuance of the title. Any such unauthorized disposition shall render the sale voidable, and shall cause the reversion of property to the city government of Tagum pursuant to the provisions of Republic Act number 7279 or the Urban Development Housing Act in 1992. Madam Chair. Thank you,
for
Madam
that.
Chair.
So proceed, Councilor Kaasi.
Amendments, Madam Chair, that resolutions number 830 and 831 shall be subject to form and style. I
Moved
so
by
move.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Alan. There being no objection, resolution numbers 830 and 831 are subject to form and style.
Lastly, Madam Chair, that all members present shall be co-proponent of these resolutions.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Ala and Revita. There being no objection, all members shall be co-proponents of these two resolutions.
I move for their approval on second and final reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Ala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Natayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ridwan. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution numbers 830 and 831 are approved on second and final reading. The chair declares for a few minutes recess. Okay, we are now on the last item.
The last item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 832, a resolution returning Barangay Ordinance number 10, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Madaog, Tagum City, Davao del Norte.
Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 832, I move to dispense with its reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilors Rillion and Ala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Ala and Rillion. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer. This barangay ordinance was discussed for the second time last July 22, 2026. The committee observed that the proposed ordinance lacks a historical narration of Barangay Madaog. Accordingly, the barangay is encouraged to coordinate with the City Planning and Development Office and the City Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Heritage Management Office to verify and document the historical background of the barangay. After a thorough deliberation, the members of the Joint Committee recommended that first, that the barangay shall coordinate with the City Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Heritage Management Office to trace and document the history of the creation of Barangay Madaog. Second, that the barangay shall likewise coordinate with the City Planning and Development Office to verify the date when Barangay Madaog was officially declared as a barangay. Lastly, to attach a draft resolution returning Barangay Ordinance number 10 series of 2026 to the Sangguniang Barangay of Madaog for further refinement. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Elliot, and Ala. There being no objection, therefore, all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this be approved for second and final reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Rillion and Uy Salazar. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 832 is approved on second and final reading. Announcements? Councilor Lemos? Hello?
Kapit na announcement. Gamay raman. Nawag ko ron. Delhi.
On August 19, Madam Chair, in the afternoon, there will be a public hearing involving the CCTV ordinance and tobacco ordinance. And on August 24 in the morning, which is Monday, the nudity ordinance will also have a public hearing. So that's, but we will send official communication to all members of this body, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, so how about the participants?
Yeah. We will also send communication to all participants, to all stakeholders, Madam Chair.
So summer announcements, Councilor Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. In behalf of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Magugpo South, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all to our second semestral Katipunan ng Kabataan Assembly and the opening salvo of the Linggo ng Kabataan for calendar year 2026, celebrating the theme, with the theme, Kabataan kasama sa Kaunlaran. So all city councilors are invited sa ato ang Kalingawan. For the afternoon session, I will be delivering the State of the Youth Address for the Barangay Magugpo South. And sa Linggo ng Kabataan, opening salvo, maglingaw-lingaw ta. We will be having our fun evening with drinks and music. So mao lang to, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Di ko siya na libre kaon.
Uy, magpakuha snack sa mga ikaw.
Some more announcement? None? If there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now adjourn the session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned.
Tama.